Hello, this is Mo, and this video is going to be about how hot can a car get. Okay, right now at this moment I have been sitting in this car approximately 5 minutes. It is August the 27th, 2016. It is just after noon, so it's about 12:28, and it is about 86, 87 degrees here in Chanute, Kansas. Now, the reason why I'm doing this video is, no, I haven't lost my mind, okay? No, I'm not trying to kill myself. What I'm trying to do is see just what is it that people expect to get from leaving their kids in the car. A car with a rolled up windows, okay? The windows in my car right now are rolled up. Okay, and I am sitting here, been here about 5 minutes now. So I am going to sit here another 5 minutes, and I'm going to tell you what the temperature in this car is. You will not believe it, okay? Outside, it is 85, 87 degrees. Running up on 88. But inside this car, we're going to see how hot it gets. Right now, the seat next to me, the sun is shining on it. It's hot. Okay, I can feel the heat right there. It's getting hotter. The steering wheel is warm. It's pretty warm. Not really any heat yet, but it's warm. Can you imagine doing this on a day when the temperature is 100 degrees outside? Can you imagine? Have you ever done it to yourself? What are you thinking about leaving your kids in a car with the windows rolled up on a hot day? Where is the sense in that? I don't understand it. I simply don't understand it. You know, and I could understand maybe if you leave them in the car and the windows are rolled down. But that doesn't make any sense either, because somebody could steal your car. People do that. They steal cars. Or they could reach in and snatch up one of your children and be gone before you come back. All summer long I have heard about children and dogs, puppies, being left in cars to sit there and wait while you go shopping? What kind of sense does that make, really? Okay, now, this video has been going on 3 minutes and 15 seconds. And guess what? Inside this car, it is 90 degrees. 90 degrees. It is hotter in this car than it is outside, because the temperature outside is like 80, 87, 88. Right now, it is almost 92 degrees, and I've only been sitting in this car about 7 minutes with the windows rolled up. About 7 minutes. I opened the door at 1 minute and told my husband what I was doing, so he wouldn't think I was crazy, right? But we're just sitting here. I want to see. I want to see how hot it gets. Okay, right now my glasses are starting to slide on my nose. It's getting a little bit hot. I can feel just a little bit of sweat going on. It is 92 degrees in this car. That has climbed 2 degrees in less than 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes it's climbed 2 degrees. And I continue to watch that little gauge. It just keeps moving. You know what that means? It's getting hotter in here. And I've only been in here 4 minutes, plus 3 minutes before I started the video. So you're looking at 7 minutes I have been in this car, and the temperature continues to climb. This is what you're doing to your pet or to your baby when you leave them in a car. Now, I'm trying to think in the mind of a child. Okay, let's think. In the mind of a child, when they start getting hot in that car, what are they thinking? Well, they're probably looking around. They're probably looking for the key. They're probably trying to get out. If the doors are locked and they can't get out, okay, now the child is probably starting to panic. 5 minutes I've been here now, plus 3 minutes before I started this video. The temperature is now 94.5 degrees. 94.5. Okay, I can show it to you. I can show it to you. The temperature is getting closer and closer to 100 degrees. And I've only been in here 5 minutes and 45 seconds. And it's getting closer to 100. Now, I am an adult, age 50. Can you imagine what a child is thinking right now? A child is thinking, why did my parent leave me? Why did the person who loves me, is supposed to take care of me, where are they? Why did they leave me in this hot car that is starting to get very warm? So that child is probably panicking. And do you know what happens when you start panicking? Your body temperature increases. It actually goes up. And you get hotter without even realizing it. I have been in this car 6 minutes and 30 seconds now, and it's getting hot. I can feel the heat on my skin. The windshield is throwing heat. It's very hot. Just touching it's hot. Okay, can you imagine a child trying to get out and it's hot when she touches it? The steering wheel is starting to heat up as well. And so is the seat. It's getting hotter by the second. My temperature gauge is pushing 100. And I have been in this car 10 minutes. 100 degrees. Can you imagine a 2-year-old child seat belted in the back seat, locked down by a seat belt? And maybe she doesn't know how to get it off. Okay, so maybe she starts struggling with it to get it off. What is that going to do? That's going to raise her temperature. What if it's an infant in a car seat that doesn't know how to undo that seatbelt? That infant is going to lay there and cry and raise their body temperature even more. So when it's 100 degrees in here and that baby's temperature is rising, I can guarantee you the baby's temperature is rising. It's getting hotter and hotter because when they cry, their temperature rises. Sometimes babies can cry so hard that they can make themselves sick. And when their temperature rises when they're sick, you're talking about brain damage. You're talking about imminent death if you don't get that child out of that heat. Get them calmed down to where their temperature goes back to normal. Because left in that situation, the child will not last long. Okay, I have been in this car 8 minutes and 30 seconds, plus 3 before I turned on this video. So that's 11 minutes and 30 seconds. My temperature gauge in this car, 102 now. The temperature is rising. Can you imagine a child suffocating? Even my chest. I can feel the heat on my chest. My chest feels heavy. I am a 50-year-old woman, and this is what's happening to me. Can you imagine what would be happening to a small child? Especially one seatbelt in that cannot get out. What parent can do that? Does that make sense to you? Okay, I'm going to take my glasses off, put my hair back. Try to cool down a little bit. My forehead's starting to sweat a little bit. I'm starting to feel overheated. Even the breath out of my mouth is hot. My skin is starting to warm up. And I feel clammy. My skin on my arms is hot. My husband is keeping an eye on me, and he's starting to get worried. The temperature in this car has moved up to 106. 106. 10 minutes. 10 minutes plus the 3 that I was already in here before I hit that button. 106. And it continues to move up. Can you imagine what you're doing to a child when you put them in a car and lock the doors? A child that cannot get out? Can you imagine? Think about it, people. What kind of a creature locks their child in a car and leaves them? Who does that? Why? Because you're too lazy to get them out of the car and take them inside? Because you don't want to bother with them? Let me tell you something. If you are so lazy that you leave your children locked in a hot car, you don't deserve to have children. That's just my point on that. Okay? You know, I don't want to be mean to people, but my God, think about it. I am sitting here. I am 50 years old. I could easily get out of this car. But you know what? I'm doing this to show you how it feels. It feels horrible. My skin is hot. I have no water. I have nothing to wipe my face with. My skin's getting clammy right here. Right here. Guess what the temperature is? I've been in this car 12 minutes, plus the 3 before I turned on the video. 15 minutes. You want to know what the temperature is? It is 110 degrees, people. It is almost 112 degrees in this car. We are in Chanute, Kansas. The temperature outside is nowhere near 100. Inside this car, it's hot. Do you know why? Because there's no airflow in here. When you close the doors and you lock the doors, there's no airflow. There's nothing. Okay, it gets hotter and it gets hotter. The temperature continues to rise. I have now been in this car 16 minutes. 16 minutes. I'm burning up. It's hot. Think about it. What are you doing to your children when you leave them like this? What are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Share this with your friends. Anyone with children, share it with them. My husband's telling me it might be a good idea for me to get out of this car. 114 degrees in this car, people. And that's in 16 minutes. So I think I'm going to get out of this car because I can. But imagine what your child is doing sitting there and they can't. A baby in a car seat cannot get out. Don't be a dumbass and leave your children in a car with the windows up and locked. Don't do that. Thank you for watching. I hope this message gets out to somebody. And if you don't like what I have to say, send me a comment. That's fine. Or if you like what this message is putting out there, share it with everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I think I'm going to get out of this car because it's hot. I am now starting to sweat profusely. I can hardly stand it. So I will get out because I can. Think about that child that can't get out. Bye.